Hey guys, my name's Mannequin and welcome back to Remixing from Scratch. Oh, we are nearing the end. I can feel it in my bones. Okay, so what did we have from last time? So we needed to improve the sweep before the drop. That's right. That was the one thing that we needed to really work on. And then we could work on the outro and the intro, and then we'll just be able to go into the mix down and then master. So I want to give a little bit of a heads up, but I may or may not use my speakers when I go in to really prep up the final mix down and final master. And what that means is I can't use my microphone. At least I can't use it the same way I've been using it in every other setup, because if I do, I'll just get tons of feedback. Unfortunately, there's no way for me to line it up, so I won't. I don't know how that's gonna work out, but we're gonna see, because if I do want to run this through my monitors and actually do the final mix down and mastering on my monitors, then I'm gonna either need to record using a different source, or I'm just gonna have to figure out something else, and I don't know how it's gonna work out. But I don't want to just only do this on my headphones. What I might do is I might listen to it on my speakers and then go in and fix it in my headphones. I don't know. We'll see how this works out. But I do want to get this track really cleaned up really nice so I could submit it, and hopefully, I don't know, I might potentially place, but to be really honest, I doubt I'll place. Okay, we're gonna fix the noise sweep right before the drop. Okay, so let's listen to this really quick so we can kind of hear what exactly that entails. Okay, so the problem with this noise sweep is, I'm gonna. I think last time when I cut the highs, I didn't realize I was doing it to this one. Yeah, okay, because I like the highs on this part, but I don't like the way it's sounding right here. So I'm gonna mute these two, and we might just actually grab a noise sweep from the other part. I don't know. How does this one sound? I forgot. We could just run this one, I guess. I think this is just a sidechain one. I guess we'll try that. We'll just kind of copy this over, see what happens. Now that's halfway there, so okay. The question is, where do I need to put it? I forgot how this one's laid out. I think it needs to be like there. Let's check. Nope, it needs to be halfway. Okay, sweet. So we'll try that there, and we'll see how that sounds, and that might actually do it. I think that's fine. Okay, I figured out the problem. The problem is that we need to take this kick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and drop it here. I also realized this, but I had forgotten it up until now. So when I walked away, I realized part of the problem is that all my transitions, I don't do something that trance often does, which is drop out the kick for a couple of beats and then just run a side chain. I did do that in the drop here. You could really tell that I did that. I just kind of swapped some stuff over. But everywhere else, it's just the straight kick. You could really see that I didn't drop out anywhere else except for I think this section here. Yeah, this section here, which was right before. This was like right before the second. Excuse me, build or something like that. I think. This kind of. So then I dropped out there, but there's also one other spot that I realized I want to drop the kick out, so I'll just do that now. Right here we have the noise sweep, and I want to drop the kick out here, and I'm going to actually do some reverse kicks too. So I'm gonna Okay, reverse kicks at beginning. So I remember to do that because I want to put some reverse kicks here and we'll have some fun with that. And then otherwise, I think. I'm not sure if I like that. Listen to it one more time. Okay, I got an idea. What we're gonna do actually is we're gonna duplicate this kick here, and we're actually gonna add a high pass filter, and then we're gonna automate it down. So we're kind of gonna go like this. Something like that, because I kind of want to try that. I'm thinking. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll copy this down here to the ghost. No, we won't do that. Okay, what I want to try is to go to eighth notes here, just because that'd be kind of interesting. So run these up to there. That's almost the exact correct length, and we'll just kind of go. And then we'll drop these down to 16th notes. And then we'll have to do the same thing for these, but I just want to check to make sure I kind of like the sound first. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one here, because this one's our one that's got more of an impact. And I'm going to turn this up. Turn it up! 15, that should be loud enough. Maybe not quite. Turn it up to 11? Maybe that'll do it. Add some resonance there. Okay, now I have one more idea. We're gonna duplicate this kick track again, except this time we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna copy a nice kick from here, just cause, and we're gonna put it right there, and then we're going to turn off the sidechaining and add a whole ton of reverb. And then we'll have a party. Okay, so now this is going to kind of sound like this. Kind of like that. I don't think that's enough. So we'll go to the trance one. This one's going to be insanely long. I don't know if I like the way it kind of slaps in there. Might just create a new trance thing from scratch. Maybe that'll be better. Try that. That was the wrong layer. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to filter this actually. We got to put an EQ after this though. Channel EQ. I could actually do a single band EQ. But we're just going to kind of go filter this like that much, I think. That should work. So now we'll go back to here. Make sure we're doing this. I could just key in the automation already. I'll do that later. Okay, not quite. So now we could actually, it's to the point where I could just listen to this. Now, what I might be able to do is actually I should probably check with these because it's gonna go on top of our other things here. Get a little bit loud. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna stick. Ooh, I could do this. I'm gonna try audio damage. See if I can get Rough Rider to do something interesting to it. Nah, that's not doing all that much. Still trying to figure out how Rough Rider works all the way. Okay, so now in that case, we're gonna try Camel Crusher and turn off the distortion, turn off Fat Mode. Kind of makes it rumble a bit more. And I might just actually apply a regular compressor to this. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, we'll just listen here. Okay, so I'm going to try one more thing. You'll notice that we have, this is actually sending sidechain signal, so I'm going to turn that off for now. And I'm going to try to just run this instead using using our ghost. So it's not actually sidechaining with these notes. I'm going to see how that sounds. It might be good, might be bad. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'll take these ones and I'll actually reduce their gain a little bit. So we'll probably bring it down to like 18-ish. That sounds okay. And then we'll take these ones and send some to the sidechain compression. So it still does some sidechain compression with these notes, but not quite as much. Okay, so we'll go with that. Now I need to figure out where I want to start it. And probably won't be too hard here. Oh, sorry about that. So we'll go. I like that. That sounds perfect. And then we'll just bring it down linearly. Actually, I don't think we want it linearly. We'll see how it goes. But low cut frequency. Sweet. And then we'll just pull this down. There to there. We'll actually leave it so the last one is fully, it's got all the frequencies there. So we'll kind of go like this. Okay, I was right. I think I might need to do a curve like this. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm going to try one more type of curve, which is this curve. So this curve will make it first go down a small amount, and then it goes, as it goes down to the lower end, it'll go down faster. Because when you get to the low end and it gets about here, it's not going to make too much difference how far it goes down. So okay, so I think what we just need to do is curve this maybe a little more. It should be good. I'm going to move this over here. Because then when it gets around here, we'll see what's it at here. Okay, it's still rather, actually, it's kind of high. So I could actually move this over like all the way over here. And you'll notice it's still only cutting like the really, really low end. Actually, right there would be right? When you, that's the about the amount you filter out anyway, just because beyond that is kind of, you know, it's kind of nasty. That's almost perfect. So I'm gonna nudge this over just a little bit and it should be good. And then I think what I'm actually going to do is see if I could reduce the amount of EQ cut we have here. Just kind of like make it 12. See if that'll give us a more boomy sound and less of a impact sound. Kind of like that. Instead of just having the deep. Get a little bit more. What happens if we put it at 6? Might be a bit too much. We'll see. Actually, I kind of like that. I might be able to mute these as well. Nope, I definitely want to keep at least one of those. Which one was it? That's the one that's got a lot of high end. This one, not so much. Just off some though. It's starting to sound pretty good. Okay, so now we took care of this one. We have to do the exact same thing to the other one. Where is it? Right here is where we're going to be doing this. And so that means we need to take the kick here and okay, so what did I do? I dropped 8 bars, so we gotta take this, delete, and then we just gotta copy the rest of that, including the downlifter that we had. So we need that, and I need to replace those with the volume, the ones that have volume changed, and then we need this sweep, and I think that's it. Okay, so actually what we'll do first is we'll delete these, because those are going to be easier to reference from. So grab those, and grab that. And that should be everything that we need. Sweet. Just drop that there. Copy. Hope that everything worked. And I know one automation thing is going to be copied a little weirdly. It's up. Where'd it go? I lost it. Okay, so it's the one. Should have put that on the top. I don't know why I didn't. Because that jumps back up. Actually, I guess it doesn't matter because there's no tail or anything. There's no reverb on the kick. So that should be fine. And then we'll just play it back to make sure everything's okay. Sweet. Okay, now there's one other thing I want to fix before I actually we could pull that off our notes list. Improve sweep before drop. We're done with that, and things are starting to wrap up here. Okay, I think I might have mistimed the vocal over here. When I copied the second portion, that was just a duplicate so I could have more room. I think I might have copied it wrong. So I'm going to actually check that here. So where's the slice? The slice is here. And we want it, we were copying as a reference point from here. So I don't remember if those are exactly the same. It looks like they are. So, oh, nope. The timing is different. You see, if I line this up to the first part, it should actually be right around there. So the timing is messed up. I kind of thought so. I had this hunch it was. Now, on the other hand, the way the vocals are timed right at the end where it does this little blip, that's perfect if you listen. So knowing that, what we're going to do is we're actually going to take this, cut it here, and then we're going to copy the vocals just to, as a reference point. Okay, so there. Actually, I'll just use this track because it'll be easier to copy it in. Okay, and ooh, that's why I copied it to a track that didn't have flex time, and then it got mad at me, I think. That could be what happened. Okay, so in that case, we're just going to do it this way. We want to start from, where was it? Tell me where. Yep, that was actually the right spot. So we're going to be starting from there, which means if I copy this to here and give myself some room, it's probably going to be right around here, I think, maybe. Where is it? Check again. There's got to be a better way to do this. Okay, so it's halfway through that. So that means I should be fine. Yeah, okay, that should be about right. So what I need is to find where the heck I put that. Come on, what track was it on? The vocals, there we go, that's what I just copied. Okay, so now I need to zoom in so I kind of know what I'm looking for. I think it's right there. That looks about right. So we'll split, delete that part, and then we'll just make sure there's the right section. And it's starting in the wrong spot, I believe. So, okay, so we want it to start right there, which would mean if I move this over and line things up, I believe that's lined up. Okay, so I do need to cut off that one extra part there. And then I should be able to just start it at the end of the section, which should be right here. And then, yep, because there's the edge right there. And we should be good. Now all the vocals should be in time and not all weird. But this one is still offset a little bit, but that's okay because I really liked how that one was timed because it's like off time. So it really gives us the vocals a sense of freeness because they're not dead on where they're supposed to be. They're kind of like, it drifts them off into nowhere basically, and it sounds really nice. Okay, so we'll listen to this section really quick just to make sure the timing's all right. And then we'll go into the intro and outro.
Can you feel it? Do you know? You're asking me like
Oh, so wonderful, so wonderful. I love it. Okay. I think we could go on to the intro and outro now. I think, oh, nope, that's right. My wonderful note there. Okay, this notepad is wonderful. Having this built into Logic and having things saved with your project is wonderful. You should really use it. It's a great way to, whenever you get inspiration but you don't have time to work on something or you're busy fixing something else and you have inspiration, then just jot down a note. It is great. It is really helpful. Now, also good to know is that you could have a per track note, which is what this is. So just make sure that you have it on project if you want overall project notes. So, okay, we need to go in and add some reverse kicks around here. So back to the beginning. And I'm gonna listen through really quick. I think I know where I want to put it. It's gonna be right here, like the end of the section here. But I just want to double check. And then we're gonna have to figure out how the heck we're gonna do an intro, because I have a couple ideas, but I'm not sure which one to do. So we'll see how this goes.
don't be shy, baby. If you wanna be with me.
Okay, so we can kind of tell. I forgot I already moved the kick out. So what I got to do now is I'm gonna mute the high end gosh, I haven't even named some of the kick tracks. Okay. Kick high. I need to mute this here because I don't want to actually hear that high end there. And then what we do is we take a new, we're actually just going to do probably a very simple one. So we'll just duplicate this for now, I guess. Kick, reverse, automated kick. And then what we got to do here is copy our kick and then make sure it's full length and then convert to new audio file because we can't use the original one, reverse it, and then have all the other tracks that we're using it still have it the same direction. So we need to just do this, reverse, saving a new. Exactly, sweet, and I believe this one is that one now, so I don't have to worry about if I reverse it, the other thing's reversing. Okay, so let's try this. Reverse. Sweet, that one's reversed, and all the other kicks are fine. Okay. Now I think I want it like this. You line up right there, and you similarly line up right here, I think. Try it here as well. Now, also you could tell it's very deep. So what I'm gonna want to do here is, what on earth happened to my EQs? Well, darn it. Okay. We gotta copy we're just gonna copy this channel strip, paste, and we gotta actually turn off the bus for the sidechain because we do not want this reverse thing to be sidechaining. That'll cause problems. Actually, I take that back. There are some trance tracks that do that and they do it stylistically very well, but I don't feel like doing that for this particular track. So we're just gonna actually get this, and I'm gonna really do a very light roll off of the lows, and we're gonna see how that sounds. Okay, two good thing and bad thing. Okay, this track has a lot of high end. This kick has a lot of high end, which is bad. So I need to cut that out because reverse kicks you do not want high end. Okay, so I want this really low actually, and at this point I could just actually recall default and just move it over here and move this one up. There we go. That should be fine. Okay, I want it a little bit lower, I think. And then I might actually make the roll off a bit smoother. Yeah, I need it to be smoother. So I'm going to pull it down farther and then make it 12 instead of 24. That should be good. That's better. Okay. Now we need to do the intro. Gosh, unfortunately, I have no idea how long I've been running this episode. So I guess we'll do the intro in this episode, and then we'll have to wrap it up. Saving here, that hopefully means that my video doesn't crash, because otherwise, that's one of the things I have to worry about with this one. If I save halfway through the recording, and then like the recording crashes, I can't just like revert to saved, because I already saved it. But anyway, that's just kind of like one of the predicaments of recording the series. Fortunately, I haven't run into that yet. I've run into times where I've been interrupted, but fortunately I hadn't saved it. So, okay, so let's see. We need to get, first of all, we need a kick. I don't want the reverse kick, I believe, but we'll kind of see how that goes. We'll mute that. No, we're going to want the sidechain probably. Unmute those. That's not what I've grabbed an extra one. Okay, there we go. So now our intro is done. I'm just kidding. Okay, so we need to decide what we're gonna do to kind of hint into the intro. We need to do in the intro to hint to the rest of the track, and because this is also kind of an intro, we have a couple options as to what directions we could take. I am going to thin out the kick because that's almost like an easy thing that you could just do to get right. To get your intro right. So thin kick, and then move this here. Excuse me. And then we'll just take Let's loop this. Actually, I don't want to solo that. I want to hear it with the high end. Okay, I'm leaving enough low end in to where it sounds it sounds like it has character. Don't know what type of curve I want though. That's way too smooth of a curve. Because if you notice, you could actually hear some low end, and then I have to pull it up higher. And that sounds okay, but I don't really like it. So I'm gonna make it really harsh. Pull it right around there. And then now one of the things I want to try. Ooh, that's the other thing I forgot to do. Just need to do this really quick. It'll be a really fast thing. Okay, so I realized at the second drop, we don't have the hat loop here, which might be a good thing, might be a bad thing. It kind of depends stylistically, because I know we are going into the break next, so it might be a good idea to leave the hats out. So just kind of something to think about. I think I had that. Add hats at the end of the second drop. Yeah, so I needed to remember that. But I think we'll just leave that alone for now, and then I'm just going to copy this hat loop into the intro. We'll see how that sounds. See what happens. I think that's actually the right length. Okay, that hat loop is way too busy for that to work, so I got to take out the ride, because that's the one that's causing a lot of that. Okay, and then I think if I take out the clap, that should actually help. So I'm going to take out the clap as well, and then I'm going to take out the, we have two fast hats right there, and I'm going to take that out. And this is the second one, so I can take those out. I'm actually going to mute it for now. And then what I'm going to do is mute this one as well. And I can't do that quite yet, so I'll have to take these guys, shrink them down so that they're a length that they'll fit, and then we'll do this. So I really want a really plain hat loop, actually. Now, hearing this, I'm kind of debating whether or not to have this in here to begin with. So we're going to leave that like this, and for now, and I'm just going to actually start moving the basses in. Now what I could do is I could just take this one. This would be a really easy thing to do, and just go like this. And then just kind of add, because... it's kind of plain though. So I kind of don't want the hats at all. Actually, I might just do this. And add it here as well. No, the hat really kind of tells me that the intro is going to play out a lot longer than I want it to play out. Because what kind of makes me think that I'm going to take it, I'm going to use the hat, and then I'm going to take it out or add more hats in somewhere. And I don't want to do that because we kind of go into there. So I'm going to just take the hats out entirely. That was a failed attempt. So we have a couple options here. Oops, sorry about that. I think I'm going to look. I want to try this, actually. Not sure how well this will work, but I'm going to copy all our unique sounds and not the main bass. Okay, I'm tempted. I think I'm gonna take all these and throw them in a track stack. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, save. Hopefully this doesn't screw anything up. Create track stack. summing stack. Then I want to do this. Like so. Why does this first... That always seems to be off-timed. Huh. Okay, anyway. So I think what I'm going to try to do is just automating all this. Instead, because if I could, like, some of you guys might notice, I could actually go here and go main, insert one bypass, but that can cause things to get mistimed during playback, like, especially if you have linear phase EQ. Because it does delay compensation, because linear phase EQ causes it takes a lot of processing power, so it takes longer to process than all the other tracks. So you're basically, your entire track, except for that one, has an offset. And then when you turn it off, that offset goes back, and it usually doesn't fix itself correctly until you stop playing the track and then start playing it again. Which is why you'll notice sometimes I'll actually, it'll be playing and then I'll just like stop it and start it. That's what I'm doing. It's because I'm thinking something might be causing the timing to be off. Okay, I actually have an idea. So yeah, we'll do this. Okay, so we'll just automate this for now, and channel EQ, high cut frequency, and we just got to zoom in. Fortunately, it's not going to zoom in somewhere nice. Hey, there we go. That'll zoom in the right spot. And then we just got to pull this up really fast here. And then we got to do the same thing with the low cut, channel EQ, low cut frequency. And we'll pull this down. Da-dum. Da-dum. Sweet. And then we'll go like this. Okay, now also I noticed that a lot of these needed EQing as well. So why is the EQ thing not showing up correctly? That's weird. Should reset and actually show the right thing. Actually, it should track. But it didn't. It's weird. It's not updating. That's odd. Okay, so I wanted to try to do some compression on these, but since I have the sidechain is individual for each track, I kind of actually need to keep that in mind, and I can't just do like a whole bunch of compression on top because it could cause issues. But I don't know. We could try... Actually, I kind of just want to run a limiter on it. Threshold release, ceiling will be... Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave that off. Trying to bring up the loudness of it as one, but I think I'm just gonna have to mix them individually. Yeah, that sounds off time. That's weird. It's weird. Okay, so where were we? I think there was one other thing we needed to do. Notes. Add hats at the end of second drop. Okay, so that's one of the things that we need to do here before we call this quits. Oh, that's right. And there was one other thing I wanted to do. Intro. Crash. It was this crash that was the crappy crash. Don't copy. Okay, that's almost perfect, but I need to do something to it. So we're going to duplicate this track and hope that doesn't crash. Move this down here. Don't move the automation because we don't care about automation in this case. I'm actually just going to compress the snot out of it. So I'm going to do dynamics compressor. And we're actually going to do something auto gain. -12. I'm still going to need to pull it down. But we're going to compress it and then do auto gain. And what this does is it makes it sound really loud-ish. So you'll kind of hear. It hangs out a lot longer than if you just kind of like. And then the tremolo, I think that's actually good enough. No, it's not good enough. We're going to actually have to sidechain this one with a compressor. Compressor. Ooh, that's right. I forgot. I made a sidechain. That makes things easier. 20, and then I'll just pull up the threshold. We're going to turn on the stereo delay and have it run a lot longer. So we'll run it something like 80. So it goes like really long. Now we'll turn it down and send it to the roomy reverb and actually send a whole ton of it. And then now I'm going to try to take this sweep from before just to duplicate it and duplicate, and we're going to copy it there. I believe is where it needs to be. Yep, so it lines up, and then oh, that sounds terrible. Cause remember we did the, what do you call it? We did the flex time to it. That's what it was. So that's kind of caused it to sound weird. So I'm gonna try to stick this tremolo on it like what I did before. Smoothing is off. And then we'll take this crash again and do the same thing, just hit the crash. And that should actually be good enough. Give us enough of a transition. Might flex it. Flex time. Kind of make it sound more like. That sounds pretty stinking cool, actually. Although I did realize we somehow managed to copy every single crash and move every single crash over. Whoop-de-doo. Automation. So you guys still have your automation. You're just in the wrong spot. I think I grabbed all of them. Yeah, I grabbed all of them. Okay. Move them back. And then we have these two. And then we just get this one, pitch it low, Oh, no, wait, I don't want to do this. Don't do this to me. I want to go to flex time first. So I don't know if flexing it without being in flex time mode will cause it to. No! You freaking, I just want this one. Please, thank you. Okay. That sounds a little weird. So we want it a little bit less than that. Yeah. There we go. That's almost eerie. I think I'm gonna add another white noise sweep. So we're just gonna take this one here, which is the down sweep, and maybe this will work without doing the thing for. Actually, you know what? I know how to fix that. I just need to go like this, and open it up a little bit before that, and then make sure that there's some keyed in there. Okay, that'll fix the sound that we sometimes get. That's too loud though. So since we're not using this noise sweep anymore, there's literally nothing on that track. I could just take this one and pull it down. That's actually the perfect volume level. This one's not sidechain though, which sounds really weird. So I'm just gonna add a sidechain to it. Dynamics, compressor, sidechain kick, bus 20, threshold up a little, and then we should be dandy.
Don't be shy, baby. If you wanna be with me.
And just for the sake of it, I'm actually gonna have the ES2 here. I'm gonna have this not have full sustain. I'm gonna have it die out over time, so it should die out enough so that.
Don't be shy, baby.
Probably cut that down a little. So when it gets to the end there, it's basically just faded out.
Don't be shy, baby. If you wanna be with me.
Okay.
So tell me you're in this. I wanna feel your kiss.
I'm just gonna let it play through, and we'll kind of listen.
Show me everything, how it could be, and baby you need this. I wanna feel your lips. Can you feel it? Do you know that your eyes hit me like a hurricane? 'Cause baby you blow me. Ooh, ooh, ooh yeah. Can you feel me? Did you know that your Do you know?
Okay. So, next time's the outro then. I think I need to check one more spot because I adjusted the level of the downlifter over here, right here, and because it was too loud, so I pulled it down.
Like what you do. Yeah, I like what you do.
Okay, that's perfect. Oh, sorry about that. And I think that pretty much covers it for this episode. So next episode we'll be doing the outro, which may take a long time. And actually, I did decide I don't want hats at the end of the second drop, because if I did, I'd have to figure out how to how I'd have to transition out of the hats at the end, and also I'd have to kind of like settle things down somehow other than just the downlifter. So I'm not gonna put those in, partially because it'd be a pain in the butt to deal with that, and partially because I really don't want to, because it sounds nice how it kind of sounds like the last one. It was just like hats all the way through after the first section for the drop, and then so this one's gonna go bring the hats in, and then it brings it out, which kind of gives you an idea of something that's slightly different. And then you're kind of like waiting to hear what's different, and then you end up going into this break, and it just sounds so nice. So that's what we're gonna do. And by the way, I've changed the hat order at this point. I don't care. So that's going away. Reverse kick at the beginning. That pretty much we already did. So that's kind of done. And I don't think there's anything else that I missed. So that's all that's left, is to do the outro, the mix down, and then the mastering. So, I hope this was enjoyable for you guys, and I also hope you learned a lot from it. But anyway, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video.